What's up, guys? Welcome to the B-side for September 2018. There was not an A-side, however, there were some albums that I ended up really liking. I want to tell you about them, plus some good records to show off. So you know the drill. Stick around. You're going to love it. Alright, some good albums that were actually surprise albums this month. Did not realize a lot of these were coming out, and I'm glad they did. First up, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite modern boy band, BROCKHAMPTON. Now, I know that's a weird name to call them. They call themselves a boy band. At first, I thought they were purely a hip-hop group. I didn't really dive into the hype with the Saturation trilogy, which everyone seemed to love. I heard a couple tracks, saw a couple videos, thought they were good, but with Iridescence, their new album, I was pulled in with all of the hype. I could not resist listening to it, and honestly, it impressed me. They call themselves a boy band because they're more of a boy band than a rap group. I mean, they really fuse R&B, hip-hop, and pop in such a seamless, interesting, experimental way that there's no band out there doing exactly what BROCKHAMPTON's doing. With that said, I did think the album was a little unfocused. Some of the tracks weren't my favorite, there was some filler on there for sure, but a lot of those tracks really blew me away with the honesty of the lyricism and the really unique way that they did some of the instrumentation. I thought that this album was very unique in the landscape of albums coming out this year, and it definitely stood out to me in a way that I want to listen to it more and kind of dive into what exactly they're going for on this album. Critics are seeming to love it. They're saying that they really hit their stride with this album, even though the first three were definitely critically acclaimed. So I'm going to kind of go back in time now and listen to the Saturation trilogy and kind of learn more about what these guys are about, because I was impressed with Iridescence. Definitely a manic album that's all over the place, but I definitely recommend listening to it. In the same way I recommended George Clanton's Slide last month. Very crazy, chaotic, unpredictable. I can say the same about Iridescence. Great album. My girl Noname came out with Room 25. Now, if you guys haven't heard Noname yet, she is one of my favorite rappers today. Telephone was her debut album, and it was really solid, laid back, chill, jazzy hip-hop. Her flow is exceptional, her lyrics are honest. That's everything I want in music. Honest, chilled out. Noname delivers that in spades on Room 25. It's basically a continuation of Telephone in the way that it's her kind of pouring onto the canvas the way she feels about everything in her life, with brutal honesty, and her wordplay is almost unmatched. She says some things on there that are just trying to wrap your head around it would be almost impossible. It takes multiple listens to unpack the lyrics alone, but those beats, it is so laid back. There's some good features, including Saba. I thought this was an amazing follow-up to what was a perfect album, Telephone. So if you don't know Noname yet, get on the train. She is fantastic. And in the same vein, Milo released an album with a title that I certainly can't remember. Budding ornithologists are weary of tired analogies. You know, things you name an album. Milo is one of my favorite underground hip-hop artists right now. Everything he puts out as Milo or Scallops Hotel is an absolute triumph. Everything he does because of his skill is just exceptional. I mean, again, like Noname, his wordplay, it's chilled out. The two albums are almost an excellent side by side. I would love for the two of them to do a collab album. That would be album of the year. It would just be unbelievable. So I'm putting it out there. Maybe they'll do it. I know that they were 1 and 2 on Bandcamp for most selling recently. I saw Milo tweet about it. So let that be a thing. But if you don't know Milo, this is a great place to start and then just work backwards or just dive in anywhere. The dude deserves way more recognition than he gets right now. I picked up the tape for this album. There was no vinyl release. They sold like 200 cassette tapes of this in like an hour. So I'm guessing they're going to do vinyl, you know, if they want money. All right, let's just talk about it real quick. Eminem's surprise drop, Kamikaze. Now, Eminem, as you guys know, I grew up with Eminem. His first 3 albums are 3 of the most seminal rap albums of my life. I still consider them absolute legend, 10 out of 10. But after that, he kind of fell off, and it was very hit or miss. There were some good tracks from Encore, some good tracks from Recovery, but overall, more missed than hit, and he was really kind of just scrambling to stay relevant. Even though his skill was there, his songwriting was not. Revival is one of the worst albums I've ever heard in my life, so I really wrote him off after that. However, new drop, a surprise drop. No one expected it. I got sucked in, I listened to it, and I gotta be honest, I was quite impressed. This is the first time Eminem has impressed me in years and years and years of listening to his mediocre tracks. I will say it's a bit top heavy. The first couple tracks are great, and then Fall at the end with Bon Iver is also excellent. This album shows Eminem channeling his inner Slim Shady. Amazing wordplay. He's angry. It's fun to listen to. He has a lot to say, and he says it in obviously that signature Eminem way. I really enjoyed listening to this record, and you know, it's not as good as some of the other amazing rap records that came out this year, like Kids See Ghosts and the Milo and Noname records, but I will say it's a shockingly good addition to Eminem's late career. Some of these tracks are definitely going to go down as some of his better tracks. In terms of the MGK rivalry, I'll just briefly comment on that. So, you know, Machine Gun Kelly, not a big fan of his music. I think he's talented, but I think he's a bad songwriter. And I thought that Rap Devil was a dumb thing for him to do, because you don't come at Eminem. I mean, Eminem has been saying this since day one. You don't want to with Shady. Why? Because Shady kill you. And he did. Killshot, he killed him. You have to listen to Killshot so many times to kind of understand everything he was saying. On first listen, it might be underwhelming, but when you dive through the layers of knowing that Eminem puts a pen to a pad and wrecks anybody, I mean, you don't come at the best. You don't come at the best unless you want to get wrecked, and you did. I'm sorry. Even though MGK had some good lines in Rap Devil, it didn't come close to Eminem's Killshot. So, sorry, dude. Career's done. We do have some news. This is huge. I've been talking about this since Damn It Sandy. I've been talking about this for years on this channel. Nujabes is one of the greatest artists of all time. He shouldn't have passed away in that car accident. It's absolutely tragic. But his legacy has lived on, and his 3 albums, plus miscellaneous singles and things he's produced, continue to live on in the Hall of Fame of hip-hop producers forever. The best fusion of jazz and hip-hop. Nujabes is truly a god. Up there with Dilla, up there with Ye. He literally breaks the top 3 without question. Has never had one of his albums on vinyl. I never thought it was going to happen. I've reached out to Hideout myself and asked them, hey, do you have any plans? Never heard anything. I was really losing hope until the other day I woke up to an Instagram DM from someone who watches this channel, and they're like, you have to look at this right now. Metaphorical Music, one of his 3 albums, is getting its first ever vinyl pressing. I haven't ever pre-ordered something so quick in my entire damn life. It sold out super fast the first day. Apparently it's restocked a couple times since then. I don't know how limited it is. I would say this, if it is available at the time you're watching this video, just buy it. Judging by the prices of his 7 inches and 12 inches that come out, you don't want to pay aftermarket prices for this, and everybody needs a copy of this in their collection. It is one of the best albums ever, and I am so excited that he's finally getting real wax treatment. I really want that nice wood box with a Nujabes on the front that's embossed and, you know, shiny or something. I'm just losing my mind about what potential box set packaging there could be. But if they just put all 3 of his albums on vinyl, I'll be happy as a clam. All right, let's show off the records I got in this month. And the first thing I'm going to show off is a supply drop from Vinyl Digital. You guys know I love this label. Overseas in Germany, they are killing it, revitalizing the lo-fi hip-hop game by breathing life into all of these artists and putting the best stuff on vinyl, limited vinyl, oftentimes colored vinyl, for us to come chill out to, do homework to, vibe to. Whatever you listen to lo-fi hip-hop for, Vinyl Digital has you covered. Here are my selections from their recent output. And now all of these are really chilled out, lo-fi hip-hop, jazzy kind of beats. They all are great. If you want to start with any of these, I would just dive in and grab the record before it sells out, because once these records sell out on Vinyl Digital, you are paying crazy prices in the aftermarket. You don't want to do that. The Houseboat EP by MF Eistee and Loop Schrauber. I don't know if I pronounced either of those names right, but this is a really nice 10-inch, very aesthetic, of course, and it comes on a really nice blue record. So very aesthetic release. I'm a big fan of this little EP. It's not a very long EP, 5 short tracks on each side, but it is definitely worth listening to. The Khaderbai Beat Diaries. This is another excellent kind of a little boom bappy at times, but really nice jazzy hip hop record. This is just, it's awesome. I got recommended this by somebody and I listened to it, and this is just, it's great. Sleepdealer, Homesick. I believe most of these are limited to 300. This is one you don't want to sleep on, or you're going to be dealing with high prices. Spotless Minds by Tesk. This is one of my favorites that they recently put out. This is a standout along with the next one I'm going to show you. So if you're going to start with any of them, this one or the next one are definitely my top picks. And this next one is probably my favorite of their recent batch of things that they put up for sale. This is HM Surf Waterbed. So very aesthetic, kind of vaporwavy a little bit, but a lot of the artists from the lo-fi hip-hop scene are preying on nostalgia, whether it's their song titles, their visuals, or their artist names themselves. HM Surf is obviously a reference to Pokemon, the HM for surf, hidden machine, which is what you use to surf around the sea. So immediately I'm like, oh, going right back to there. This is a double album, and it's on colored vinyl, and it's just some of the chillest lo-fi hip-hop I know. Really nice kind of like emeraldy green on this one, a beautiful orange on this one. Really good colors. It matches the cover quite nicely with the bedspread and the wallpaper. HM Surf is not an artist you should sleep on. Check this out before it's gone. Quick shout out to TV Girl, Death of a Party Girl. I love this album cover. It's super trippy. In the back is kind of like a zoomed out version of it. TV Girl is some of the best bedroom pop, kind of lo-fi, relaxing music that I've ever heard. Their first album, French Exit, is a bona fide classic. Who Really Cares is a great second album, and this is an absolutely excellent addition to their collection. And the Variant is one of the prettiest records I think I've ever seen. Half of it is translucent emerald, and the other half is this translucent wispy, smoky, pinkish. Really nice split here. This is, I don't really think I have a record that looks at all like this. I mean, it's beautiful. And the album itself lives up. It's just kind of sardonic, sarcastic, laid back, almost slam poetry at times over really wistful beats and musicianship. This is a great album. I think my favorite song is The King of Echo Park. Living near Echo Park in LA, it's funny to me, and I've seen the people that he's talking about in that song. So definitely get a chance to check them out live if you can, and definitely pick this up if you can as well, although I believe this variant is sold out because people know how damn good they are. Everyone's talking about King Gizzard with all these reissues that they just put out, but I want to make sure we show some love to the boys of the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Now, this is a pressing of High Visceral 1 and 2. I've showed off those separately in previous videos. Those were other pressings that I think High Visceral 1 was 45 RPM and 2 was not, if I remember correctly. This is just a standard 33, but it's 2 discs and it has 1 and 2 across the 2 discs in one pressing. So if you missed out on those because they go for stupid prices in the aftermarket, should have hopefully picked up this, which I think is again sold out, but these colors are tasty. Nice orange and red kind of smashed in the middle there for the first disc. Ooh, it's that Barney color, green and purple.
It's old school Hulk.
Or Old School Hulk, which is just a big Barney. Have not listened to this to compare to the previous pressings. I want to believe that the 45 RPM pressing of High Visceral 1 is probably a little better sonically. I don't know, you might have to have a really nice setup to really perceive that difference. I'll probably A/B test it one day when I'm quite bored. But I listen to these albums a lot because they're some of the best psychedelic rock out there today. Should be in every conversation along with King Gizzard, in my opinion. That about does it for the B-side. Guys, let me know what albums you like this month. Let me know what I missed out on. Let me know what albums you got in. I love hearing what you picked up every month. Impress me. Leave a comment, share this video if you like it, also give it a like, subscribe to the channel, do all these things, and I'll love you forever. More videos soon.